Hello, and thank you to Lauren, Brennan, and the rest of the team for the invitation to be here today. This is important work, and I am glad to be part of it. I think the theme for the forum was well chosen. Representation takes action. It was Albert Einstein who once famously stated, "Nothing happens until something moves." Movement is something intrinsic to Asian culture. Spanning thousands of years, the movement and migration of our ancestors is legendary. From the Silk Road trading routes to the current contributions of Asian populations around the globe, we have left an indelible mark on history and on the future. In every field of endeavor, whether science, technology, sports, the arts, or industry, we have been a major force in shaping the world. It's time we step forward to truly acknowledge who we are. As young leaders, it is time for you to change how we are perceived, especially in light of the current epidemic of racism. I believe everything in life can be changed simply by the way we choose to view it. History, more specifically your own history, can be seen as something distant and irrelevant, or it can be viewed as something vital and alive. It can be a tool to help us understand our lives today and many years from now. In short, when we understand where we came from, we are better equipped to navigate where we wish to go. I would encourage all of you to go back and study your own family history. Discover those people who made decisions to migrate, the ones who had a dream for their lives and worked hard to make it a reality. Find out whose shoulder you stand on and honor them by acting in ways that will continue their legacy. This is the way you will create your own legacy. Those brave souls that traveled so far to live here so many years ago suffered a great deal. The overt racism we see in our country today had its seeds planted well before we became a nation. It was institutionalized at every level of government. It excluded Asians and other marginalized groups from entering the professions and holding public office. Critically, it also denied the vote and having all of the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. I want you to pause and think about this. Those of you who are now or plan to study in the professions in the future, those of you who may think public office is for others, those of you who may choose not to vote or feel citizenship is simply holding a passport. These are things that became possible only 75 years ago for us. It was just 50 years ago that immigration restrictions were finally lifted for Chinese Canadians. Think about the significance of that. Despite the extreme difficulties they faced, these first immigrants to Canada chose to become leaders. My grandfather, Brandt Louie, was among them. My uncle, Louie, like many young Canadian men at the time, chose to fight for a country that had rejected them. They were sure they would be granted citizenship if they could prove their loyalty. Sadly, he lost his life in battle and did not see his dream realized. I never pick up my passport, my proof of citizenship, without thinking of him and his sacrifices. My grandfather, my uncle, my father, and so many others chose the path of leadership in the face of adversity and daunting conditions. They persevered and they succeeded. I tell you these things not to be weighed down or held back by our history, but so you can use it as fuel. You can choose to make it your catalyst for action, now and throughout your own lives. I have shared with you today the story of people who, just by the way they lived their lives, have influenced us today. The idea of influencers is very much part of the current world of social media and society. These people are seen as having special insight or intuition about everything from running shoes to technology. They appear to have an inside track on what we should be thinking, buying, and believing. I believe we can all exert our influence It is not something given to a few special people. We were all born with it. The critical question is how you choose to use your influence. Whether you realize it or not, you are already influencing the generation coming up behind you. My best advice is for you to think carefully about how you choose to do that. You have already shown great promise by being part of the forum today, but what you take action on following the forum is vital. I was asked to share with you some thoughts with you today about leadership. While I may not have all of the answers, I thought I would share some lessons I've learned along the way. Lesson 1. Be your own compass. You can choose to pass through life following others, or you can be the master of your own destiny. One is folly, the other is fulfilling, but it's your choice. Never let anyone tell you you're too passionate, too inexperienced, or too young. I don't need to remind you that Greta Thunberg was only 16 when she set out to take on the world. Amanda Gorman was 19 when she became the Youth Poet Laureate of the United States. In the recent elections in Wales, voting was extended to 16-year-olds. It has already been done in Scotland, and there has been discussion on it here in Canada. What could that mean for you? For the generations right behind you, and the discussions around political engagement and public office? Choose to be your own person. Inform yourself and trust your judgment. Always navigate by your own compass. Lesson 2. Diversify your own thinking. For Asian Canadians, there's a great deal of thought and energy given to the idea of getting a seat at the table. I agree it is essential, particularly for those who have been excluded based on race, gender, or cultural background. But it is not enough just to get a seat. It is what you do with it that matters. In order to make a difference, you must be heard, and you do that by bringing diversity in your thinking. In my experience, the people who are taken seriously and have impact are those willing to challenge their own thinking. They are the ones who have learned outside their areas of expertise and who are willing to risk failing to succeed long term. Progress isn't made by doing the same thing the same way and staying safe. It is achieved by testing the edges and pushing the boundaries. I encourage you to be that person at the table and make room for others like you by using your voice this way. Lesson 3. Silence is not action. Just ask any leader who has replied no comment to a reporter's question. Silence may feel more comfortable, but it has consequences. It means you have surrendered your right to be included and to affect change. I know many of you are familiar with the term model minority. Remaining quiet and circumspect are some of its hallmarks. My generation and others were taught not to speak out. Don't draw attention, just succeed in spite of it all. Your generation and those to come have the ability to change that narrative. This moment in history is the perfect opening, and I urge you to take advantage of it. The words on the website for this forum says it all. It's time, and I couldn't agree more. It was what propelled me in May of last year to initiate a national approach to the anti-Asian racism which had reemerged with the onset of COVID. I could simply no longer be silent, nor can any of us. To eliminate racism in all of its forms, we must speak out and take action now. Lesson 4. Make trust your only currency. I know that speaking of trust these days is a precarious conversation. According to the Edelman Trust Survey done annually, trust continues to decline in all sectors globally. This is all the more reason to make the choice now as young leaders to make trust the cornerstone of your future. In whatever field you decide, and definitely if you make the bold choice for public office, creating trust must be your foundation. You can start by demonstrating it yourself. It should be evident in how you deal with others, in your actions, and how you keep your word. It should certainly be demonstrated in how you make a stand for the things that are important to you. As a leader, people may be impressed by what you say, but they will be inspired by what you do. Lesson 5. Be an informed optimist. Education is at the core of my values, something I inherited from my father, grandfather, and ancestors. Well beyond traditional and academic schooling, it is essential to be a lifelong learner. It will provide you with a competitive advantage and broaden your experience. Most importantly, it is a way to maintain your optimism in the future in a way that is both bold and well-informed. I spoke earlier about influence. I see it as each generation's role to influence the next one positively, just as you are doing here today. We owe it to the next generation to show them the possibilities of their lives. It is what will sustain us, even when faced with challenges like those we experienced in this pandemic. Lesson 6. Fund the future. Each one of us has the ability to actively give back, even if we have few resources. Whether it's time, expertise, using your platform, or financial support, we must all contribute in whatever way we can. Look around our major institutions, hospitals, universities, or libraries. You will see the names of many Asian Canadians who understand the value of funding the future. Though sometimes imperfect, this country was built by people who understood that when one person succeeds, we all win. Good leaders maintain the status quo, but the inspired leaders actively create the future. Choose to be that kind of leader. Choose to be significant. Thank you.